So today I want to talk about the importance of wearing seatbelts and how that can save our lives. And all of us have been taught from a very young age, that seatbelts are important. And today I just want to talk about why they are important. And a majority of us, myself included, have been involved in an accident or two, or someone who has been involved in an accident, and you can truly appreciate the importance of wearing a seatbelt. And there's so many people out there that care about you and love you, that you owe it to them, and you owe it to yourself to wear a seatbelt to protect yourself. And there's three things I want to talk about today. The first one being that automobile accidents take a frightful toll in lives each and every year. Just in America alone, according to the Motor Vehicle Association, over 3 million Americans are injured in automobile accidents every year. And of those 50,000, in addition, 50,000 Americans are killed each year in automobile accidents. Now, just so you can understand that number a little bit more clearly, is if you took 747 jumbo jets and they crashed every other day for an entire year, that's how many Americans die every year just from automobile accidents. And of these 50,000 Americans, a majority of them are college and high school students. And so these young children, these young adults are being killed way too early in these automobile accidents, and a lot of them could be saved by just wearing their seatbelt. And that's the second point I want to talk about, is that you can save yourself from becoming a part of these statistics by wearing your seatbelt. According to the Department of Transportation, over 15,000 lives would be saved annually if drivers fastened his or her seatbelt the moment they got in the car. So the moment they get in and they buckle up, 15,000 lives will be saved every single year. And a study by the Motor Vehicle Association showed that the chances of individual death decreased by 50% the moment they get in the car if they just wear a seatbelt. So the chances of you dying in a crash reduced by 50% only by putting on your seatbelt. That's all you got to do. And the third point I want to talk about is visualizing some of the excuses people have by not wearing their seatbelt. And I'm pretty sure all of us have heard this either from ourselves or from friends or from different people. But some people think that they can brace themselves in the case of a crash. So they see the car coming, they either put their hands up, they stop themselves from going through the windshield or different things like that. And a majority of the time you never see the other car coming. Whether it's to the side of you or whether it's you got rear-ended or they were in your blind spot. The majority of the time you just don't see it coming. And just so you guys can understand, the forces of gravity and the laws of physics when it comes to automobile crashes and collisions, is if you got into an accident at 30 miles per hour, and that's residential, that's driving through a neighborhood or around a school. Schools are 25. And so if you were only going 30 miles an hour, the force of gravity will be 100 times stronger than it is just normally. So you standing here, you feel the force of gravity, you jump up, and it brings you back down. At 30 miles an hour, it is 100 times stronger. And so it's nearly impossible for you to brace yourself for that kind of collision and be able to stop it. And, some people don't feel the need to wear seatbelts for short trips. I'm just going down the street. It takes me 15 seconds, 30 seconds to get there. I don't need to wear a seatbelt. And according to the Motor Vehicle Association, most accidents occur on local roads. So in these residential areas going 30 miles an hour, that's where most of the collisions take place. And so you really do need to put on your seatbelt as you're traveling to the grocery store or maybe down to the post office or down the street to a neighbor's house. And, the accidents that I was in, they took place around residential areas as well. One of them was in a residential area. And if I hadn't been wearing my seatbelt, it would have been a lot worse than what it had been. And I know a lot of you probably have been in accidents of your own, whether it be freeway, surface streets, residential. But the importance of wearing a seatbelt, you understand what that collision feels like and that force that you feel. And, unless you're one of the guys competing on, the strongest man in the world, I don't think you're going to be able to stop yourself from going through, going through the windshield or something like that. And, it's, it's crazy how people justify not wearing a seatbelt, looking at all these different statistics, looking at all the different facts, and they don't. I don't feel like they understand the importance of it unless they're involved in one. And I don't want people to be in that situation where you're in an accident, you didn't wear your seatbelt, and then you learn, consequently, the hard way of wearing a seatbelt. And so that was the purpose of my speech, was to help you guys understand the importance of wearing a seatbelt by not being in an accident and learning it for yourselves. So I just urge you guys to fasten your seatbelts every time you ride in a car. It's so easy, but yet so many people overlook it. And just buckle up. It takes literally 4 seconds, to put it on. And if you don't, you're probably going to regret it when you're sitting in a wheelchair, or you may never have a chance to walk again. It's the risk is not worth it. Just put on a seatbelt. That's all you got to do. And just like one of my friends says, if I hadn't been wearing my seatbelt when I got in a crash at the time of my accident, I truly believe I would not be here today. And so one of my buddies was involved in an accident. If he had not put it on, he would have been part of one of these statistics. So I just urge you guys to not become a statistic.